Imagine being in a lively classroom where it's time to select a new head boy and head girl, the ones who will lead your school. Your teacher gathers the class and shares the importance of this role. The head boy and the head girl are not just ordinary students, they possess exceptional leadership qualities, respect, and responsibility. The roles of head boy and head girl in a school typically involve serving as student leaders, taking their problems to higher authorities, and representing them as a whole. Nominations begin. Some students bravely raise their hands, nominating themselves with confidence, while others whisper the names of their classmates who they believe are truly capable. Just like we select a head boy and head girl for our school, we elect ministers for our country, India. In both cases, it's about choosing the right person. The citizens of our country participate in a similar process on a larger scale. In India, elections are held to elect ministers who will represent the people and make decisions on their behalf. The candidates, just like the school representative, campaign and share their visions, promising to address the needs and concerns of the citizens. So students, to understand the history and importance of elections in India, we have divided this video into the following parts for your understanding. First, Assembly election in Haryana. Second, why do we need elections? Third, what makes an election democratic? And fourth, is it good to have political competition? So, to understand this chapter, let's first understand what is an election? An election is when people vote to choose someone for a specific position. It is a way for the country to decide who will represent them and make important decisions on their behalf. The person or group that gets the most votes wins and takes on the role they were running for. Elections happen at different levels, like in your local area or for the leader of a whole country. Now, let's dive in and explore the history and importance of elections in India. Let's get started with the first topic, Assembly election in Haryana. In a thrilling turn of events, the State Assembly election in Haryana back in 1987 shook the political landscape and brought about a significant change. That is why it is important to learn about Assembly election in Haryana before understanding the need of elections. The Congress party had been in power since 1982, but an opposition leader named Chaudhry Devi decided to challenge their dominance. Leading a movement called Nyaya Yudh, which meant struggle for justice, Devi formed a new party called Lok Dal. He had a powerful message for the people of Haryana. If his party won, he would waive the loans of farmers and small businessmen, making it the first action of his government. The Congress government had left the people dissatisfied, and Devi's promises captured their attention and hope. When the elections finally arrived, the people expressed their overwhelming support for Lok Dal and its allies. The election results were surprising. Lok Dal and its partners won 76 out of 90 seats in the State Assembly, with Lok Dal alone securing 60 seats, granting them a clear majority. In contrast, the Congress party could only manage to secure 5 seats. The wave of change was unstoppable, and the people's voices were heard loud and clear. The newly elected members of the Legislative Assembly, MLAs, of Lok Dal wasted no time and chose Devi Lal as their leader. It was a historic moment. The governor, acknowledging the order of the people, extended an invitation to Devi Lal to become the new chief minister. Just 3 days after the election results were declared, Devi Lal officially assumed the position. True to his word, as soon as Devi Lal became the chief minister, his government issued a government order. This order waived the outstanding loans of small farmers, agricultural laborers, and small businessmen. The people rejoiced, feeling the winds of change blowing in their favor. Under Devi Lal's leadership, the Lok Dal government ruled the state for the next 4 years, implementing various policies and initiatives aimed at uplifting the lives of the people. However, in the subsequent elections held in 1991, Devi Lal's party did not receive the same level of popular support. The tides had turned, and the Congress party won the elections, forming the new government. Nevertheless, the 1987 election remains etched in history as a remarkable moment when the power of the people spoke volumes. It showcased the significance of elections, where ordinary citizens can shape the destiny of their state and their country. Now, as we have understood the first topic, it's time to move on to the second one. Why do we need elections? Students, imagine a world without elections in a democracy. It might sound strange, but let's give it some thought. In a small group or community, it would be possible for everyone to sit together and make decisions every day. But what about larger communities? It would be impossible for everyone to have the time and knowledge to make decisions on all matters. That's where representatives come in. Representatives are chosen by the people to make decisions on their behalf. But how do we select these representatives? One way could be based on age and experience, or perhaps on education and knowledge. However, it would be challenging to determine who is more experienced or knowledgeable. So, what's the solution? Elections. In a democracy, elections are like the voice of the people. They allow us to choose our representatives at regular intervals and change them if we want to. Elections are essential for any representative democracy because they ensure that the representatives reflect the wishes of the people. During elections, voters have many choices to make. They can choose who will make laws for them. They can choose who will form the government and take major decisions. They can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. Elections give power to the people. They allow us to have a say in how our country is governed. It's like a big decision-making process where every vote counts. Now that we have understood the need for elections, let's turn our attention to the third topic: what makes an election democratic? Students picture a world where elections are held, but they don't truly represent the choice of the people, which means not all individuals are eligible, people cannot vote freely, there are restrictions, and where the process is unfair. Sounds puzzling, doesn't it? That's why it's important to understand what makes an election truly democratic. In democratic countries, elections are held in a specific way that sets them apart from non-democratic elections. So let's learn about the minimum conditions for a democratic election. Every person should have the right to choose. Each person's vote should be equal in value, regardless of their background or status. There should be a variety of options to choose from. Parties and candidates should be free to participate in elections and provide meaningful choices to the voters. Elections should take place at regular intervals. They should be held every few years to give people the opportunity to express their preferences on a regular basis. The candidate who receives the most support from the people should be elected. The choice of the people should be respected and implemented. Elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner, ensuring that people can truly express their wishes without any interference or manipulation. These conditions may seem straightforward, but sadly, not all countries fulfill them. In some places, elections may be held, but they don't truly reflect the voice of the people. Democracy is not just about having elections, it's about having elections that truly represent the choices and aspirations of the people. As we come to the end, let's take a moment to reflect on the last topic: is it good to have political competition? But before that, what is a political competition? Political competition is when different political parties and candidates compete against each other to win elections and gain power. It allows voters to choose their preferred leaders. Now imagine a world without political competition. It may seem peaceful, but it would also be a world without choices and progress. That's why elections and political competition are so important. Let's now learn how it can benefit us. The political competition takes various forms. It can be seen as a competition among political parties, where they strive to win the trust and votes of the people. At the constituency level, it becomes a competition among different candidates. Without this competition, elections would lose their purpose and meaning. But is political competition a good thing? Well, it does have its demerits. It can create disunity and factionalism in communities. You may have heard people complaining about party politics and how parties and leaders often criticize each other. Sometimes, parties resort to unfair tactics to win elections. These aspects of competition can be discouraging. Our constitution makers were aware of these issues, yet they chose to embrace free competition in elections as the way to select our leaders. Why? Because, in the long run, this system works better. In an ideal world, all political leaders would have the best interests of the people at heart and would serve them selflessly. But in reality, political leaders, like professionals in any field, are motivated by their own ambitions and desires for power and positions. While they may also want to serve the people, relying solely on their sense of duty can be risky. Additionally, they may not always know what the people truly want or need. So, how do we address this reality? One way is to improve the knowledge and character of political leaders. However, a more practical approach is to establish a system where leaders are rewarded for serving the people and held accountable if they fail to do so. And who decides these rewards or punishments? The answer is simple: the people themselves. This is where electoral competition plays a crucial role. Regular elections provide incentives to political parties and leaders. They understand that if they raise the issues that relate to the people, their popularity and chances of victory will increase in the next elections. On the other hand, if they fail to satisfy the voters with their work, they won't be able to win again. It's similar to how the market works. A shopkeeper may be interested in making a profit, but they are compelled to provide good service to customers. If they don't, customers will go to other shops. Similarly, political competition may cause divisions and disagreements, but in the end, it compels political parties and leaders to serve the people's needs. In conclusion, elections shape nations by giving people a say in decision-making. The Haryana Assembly election in 1987 demonstrated how ordinary citizens can influence their state and country. For true democracy, elections must meet specific conditions. Political competition, despite flaws, is crucial in elections and democracy. Without elections and competition, the voice of the people would be silenced, choices would be limited, and progress hindered. So students, with this, we have come to the end of this video. Now that you have understood the topic, open the Electoral app, study the chapter notes, and take the test of this chapter. Your marks are going to tell whether you have understood the topic. Also, here is an amazing secret. You get video lectures, chapter notes, and MCQ tests for all the chapters in the Electoral app. That's the magic of Electoral courses. You get everything in a single place. And, not just social studies, you get amazing courses for maths, science, English, Hindi, and much more on Electoral. Thank you.